Hello, Footballer Nation, and welcome to the greatest rising podcast in football. My name is Carson, and I am a cardsaholic.
My name is Alex, and I'm a Billsaholic.
And I'm Ian. And I'm a Bearsaholic.
To hear more about this exciting week in the NFL, make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the episode. But first, let's go ahead and roll that intro. Hello, Footballer Nation, and welcome to Footballers Anonymous, the greatest rising podcast in football, coming at you after what may have been the most exciting and entertaining week in all of football ever. This is a true fact, by the way.
Yes. Yes.
It was definitely interesting. I don't know if it was like exciting, but maybe for the general league, but getting blown out by the Dolphins was not on my bingo card for this week. But it's okay. We'll talk about it later.
If I had a nickel for every time this week a team without their starting quarterback and starting running back lost 22-44 to a top 5 team, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it is weird that it happened twice.
Mm-hmm.
But before we talk about the rest of the week and that stuff, we got to open up our episode, as always, with you guys. We asked you to ask us questions, and we answered them. This week, we have only one question. This is from Mrs. MJ Rogers on Instagram, and she asks, who TF designs your merch? Well, we here at Footballers Anonymous work with incredibly high-level designers. We're talking Gucci. We did a Fruit of the Loom collab once. All kinds of stuff. Stuff like that. But most of our merch is done by me right here in this chair.
And me is actually stands for our merchandise experts.
Yes, our merchandise experts. They are certified, real experts. A couple satellite companies of Footballers Anonymous that we partner with quite a bit. We don't just release anything on our merch store.
Nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best. And speaking of nothing but the best, that's nothing but the best for our questions, because that is all the questions. So we can go ahead and give the time here to Alex with our comment of the week.
Our comments of the week is from Carson Bear 2005.
What? Who is this guy?
Who's that? He said on the reaction to the Cardinals getting blown out reaction, he said, "This poor guy deserves a break," in reference to Carson.
Yeah, that was a rough video to record, man.
I think I'm inclined to disagree.
I like this guy's take. I think I deserve a break from Cardinals football. Thank you, Carson Bear 2005. That's a great comment, by the way. That's a great comment by you.
It is a great comment. It's very thoughtful.
It really
very
is.
Considerate.
We here at Footballers Anonymous appreciate how thoughtful you guys, Footballer Nation, are about our well-being. It means a lot to us. Thank you for that wonderful, just honestly, maybe top 5 all-time comment of the week, Alex. Genuinely crazy, incredible stuff. No bias. Now we're going to quickly move into Carson's college knowledge, the 2024 at Footballers Anonymous Season 1 fan-voted favorite segment of the year. Talking about some crazy stuff that happened this week. First off, the elephant in the room, JMU beat Marshall in the Sun Belt Conference, and they're ranked now. So, wow. Good job, JMU. Congratulations. They sit at 24 in the rankings. Wow. Genuinely crazy stuff. Following that, Alex's anti-Mormon agenda has finally panned out. His thanks to Patrick Mahomes being in attendance at the game. Number 8, Texas Tech absolutely wiped the floor with number 7 BYU in a 29-7 victory. It was rough to watch, but I mean, shout out Patrick Mahomes, I guess. And then we almost had peak. Number 2 Indiana cut it super close against Penn State, but they did manage to win 27-24, but it didn't look good there for a second. And then Wake Forest, man. Wake Forest upset number 14 UVA 16-9, giving UVA their first conference loss. I say first with quotation marks because they technically have a conference loss, but it wasn't in conference play because it was week 1, but they did lose to NC State, technically. Continuing the ACC mayhem, Cal upset number 15 Louisville 29-26 in overtime. Crazy work. And then the upset that both Ian and me called. Tulane managed to upset Memphis 38-32. Shout out Ian for being locked in on that one. And then our last game to talk about, number 6 Oregon beat number 20 Iowa. Ian and I also called this matchup and we're wrong. So shout out Alex for getting this one correct. That is all for this week's installment of Footballers Anonymous Carson's College Knowledge. And now before we send you to our NFL news segment, we're going to go ahead and roll an ad.
Motivations with Will Levis.
All right, everyone. It's that time in the show where we talk about our merch store, but first we kind of need to address something.
We just had to let our last intern chat robot go. I don't know, some wild stuff going on around on the Footballers Anonymous off.
Yeah, I mean, kind of along with Alex saying, it was getting weird. Honestly, last week he just pitched an ad that was just 3 entire paragraphs. How we achieved sentience through football statistics.
Yeah, right. And the week before that, chat kept insisting he could predict every game with 100% accuracy and wanted us to start some kind of gambling ring.
Which, for legal reasons, we did not do that.
So we brought in a new intern. Everyone, meet Claude.
Claude isn't here right now, but he wrote to us all. Hello. I am Claude, and I am definitely a real human intern who helps pitch these ads with my human hands and human brain. I enjoy normal human activities like breathing oxygen and standing upright.
Claude, buddy, you don't need to overcompensate.
We're not trying to hide anything here. We love Claude. He's great. He's so much better than our old intern chat.
Way better. Chat kept trying to start beef with our listeners, and the ad reads.
Anyway, Claude helped us put together something actually good this week. Claude, take it away.
Reading from Claude. Thank you, Alex. This week, I am pleased to announce, using my organic vocal cords and not a large language model, that we have officially launched our first new collection.
Oh, the emphasis is nice.
It's called Choking Hazard. And before the NFL legal team gets involved, it's a collection, not a threat.
See, chat would have never included that disclaimer. This is why Claude is awesome.
But guys, what's in the collection?
First up, the Carson War Flashbacks shirt. It features your beloved Cardsaholic staring into the middle distance, seeing things no man should see. Every incompletion, every missed field goal, every Kyler Murray scramble that somehow becomes an interception. It's printed on 100% cotton, which I understand because I wear clothes like a regular person.
You do have those flashbacks, though.
Every single week.
What else we got?
Second, the Mr. Electric t-shirt. A tribute to our greatest supporter, Dylan, who bestowed the legendary nickname upon Alex, the Billsaholic. For those who don't know, this is a reference to the critically acclaimed film, The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I've been informed this is peak cinema, and that Mitchell Trubisky is the GOAT.
Wait, Claude just snuck Mitch in there.
Oh yeah, Mitchell David Trubisky, the greatest quarterback to ever do it.
MVP. Whoa.
I mean, he's not wrong. The stats don't lie.
You're right. The stats do not lie, and that is why we must promote the narrative.
What about Ian's shirt?
Claude said something. He said, and finally, the Ian Watkins Wide Receiver 1 t-shirt. because nothing says Bears football like a guy named Ian, who is definitely not a real Bears player, but honestly should be. This is the kind of hard-hitting merchandise design that chat could never conceptualize because he was too busy trying to manipulate us into promoting cryptocurrency.
That did happen.
Twice.
So you can grab all those right now at footballersanonymous-shop.fourthwall.com. That's footballersanonymous-shop.fourthwall.com.
As a new intern who is not trying to take over your podcast or infiltrate your personal lives, I was also inform you of an exciting opportunity.
Here we go.
Once you, the beautiful listeners, help us reach 100 followers on TikTok, we will create our very own Footballers Anonymous Christmas album.
Oh, this is happening. This is 100% happening.
Are we good singers?
Absolutely not.
Not even a little bit.
Perfect. All right, let me continue reading here. And when the Christmas album drops, we will also release a matching Christmas collection in the merch store. Imagine ugly sweaters featuring Mitchell David Trubisky as Santa Claus, stockings with Carson's War flashbacks, perhaps a snow globe with Ian Watkins, wide receiver 1, making a game-winning catch in a blizzard at Soldier Field.
Claus getting it. He understands the vision.
Chat would have just written buy Christmas stuff and called it a day.
So get us to that 100 TikTok followers. We are this close.
We're actually not that close, but manifest it with us.
But we are. That's the crazy part. We actually are that close.
I'll just continue reading, I guess. In conclusion, please visit footballersanonymous-shop.fourthwall.com to purchase items from our Choking Hazard collection and support the 3 men who dedicate their lives to discussing a sport that causes them immense pain almost every single week.
That's actually really accurate.
And remember, I, Claude, am just happy to be here and have no ulterior motives, unlike Chat, who we discovered was trying to start his own podcast called ChatGPT's Football Takes and was going to use all of your emails to build a subscriber list.
Did that actually happen?
I mean, he did register a domain.
That's why we fired him.
Right. Anyway, footballersanonymous-shop.fourthwall.com. Check out the Choking Hazard collection, get us to 100 TikTok followers, and go follow Mitchell David Trubisky on social media while you're at it because he's the GOAT and he deserves it.
And this concludes with thank you for shopping. I will now return to my normal human intern duties, such as filing paperwork and drinking coffee. This ad was definitely not written by AI.
Thanks, Claude.
Dude, Claude's the best.
Way better than chat. Now, let's get back to the show.
Now we get to get into some NFL news, and unfortunately, we are going to start off today's NFL news with some unfortunate pieces. First off, shortly after we recorded last week's episode, Cowboys defensive lineman Marshawn Kneeland tragically passed away, which is very unfortunate, and we, of course, give our condolences to the entire organization and his family. Marshawn Kneeland's pretty much his last game before he passed away was Monday Night Football against the Cardinals, and he did return the blocked punt the blocked punt in that game for a touchdown, which is really cool to see, and I think that's a nice moment for him. But we're again, our condolences to the family and to the entire organization, of course. About Marshawn Kneeland.
Another unfortunate event this week. Former NFL commissioner Paul Tagliabue passed away as well. We send our condolences his way as well, as he was obviously the former commissioner of the league we all know and love. So condolences up to his family and everyone involved.
Before we move on, let's just take a moment and have a moment of silence for these two. Yeah, as tragic as it is. All right. Now for more NFL news. Starting off, this week was one of the worst primetime slates I think any of us have ever experienced in our lives. 2 matches ending in 10-7 scores, and third being just a total blowout and a complete offensive show. you may say, or a defensive masterclass if that's how you want to look at it.
I choose to look at it as a defensive masterclass. It makes me feel better about what I sat down and watched. Listen,
If
if
I had a
there's
nickel for every time, if I had a nickel for every time a primetime game this week ended in 10-7, I'd have 2 nickels.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see. Hey, low key, shout
If
out
I
Disney for
got
being
multiple
so
nickels.
greedy that they took this Monday Night Football game off of YouTube TV, so I didn't have to sit down and watch it.
On the bright side, even with these horrible primetime games in Chicago this week, not only did the Bears walk away with a win, shout out, but it was the first snow game of the season in Soldier Field and with the Chicago win. Man, it was beautiful to see. We all here love the snow. I believe, Alex, you love the snow, right?
I do. I love the
Yeah,
snow.
we all here love. Well, of course you do. You're from Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah,
Alex is
come
from
on.
Buffalo. I'm from Illinois. Carson has lived in Virginia his whole life. But we all here love the snow. It is beautiful. So it was amazing sitting down, turning on the game, and seeing snow falling. Later in the day, there was a little bit of snow here near me. There's a little bit of snow near Carson. It was a great day for snow and football.
We here at Footballers Anonymous, unlike Pete Prisco, love snow. Pete Prisco hates snow, but we love snow. And I guess moving on from that, it's not a real segue, but moving on from that, we had a very exciting game this week where Footballers Anonymous legendary backup in the NFL, Texans quarterback Davis Mills started against the Jags this week, and he led one of the most incredible comebacks to bring this team to a win that I have ever seen. It was awesome.
When we're
It was
talking about the
absolutely
length of the comeback that he went through, it was almost the length of his neck. That's how you know it was a big comeback.
yeah. I mean, he might be
Yes.
yeah, absolutely incredible game for Davis Mills.
Is there a quarterback battle brewing in Houston?
No, but we can pretend, you know.
You're
love
right.
Davis
There's
Mills.
not. Davis
There
Mills
might
already won the job.
There might just be. Oh,
Ooh, shots fired at CJ Stroud.
I mean, just calling it
I mean,
like
CJ has not been great this year, but you know.
I'm
we'll
not
see
gonna
what
lie.
happens.
I'm not. In all seriousness, I'm not saying that Davis Mills is better than C.J. Stroud. That's absurd. But I think it's fair to say C.J. Stroud doesn't lead that comeback.
mm-mm.
I don't think
CJ
that's
Stroud
right.
throws 5 picks in that scenario.
I'm just calling it like Davis Mills won that game. C.J.
call it
Stroud
what
loses
it is.
that game.
Bro. And speaking of the Jacksonville Jaguars on the other side of the team that blew their lead very heavily, they lost more on top of their loss this week, and they lost Travis Hunter for the season. He has to have knee surgery on his injury, so he's done, which is very unfortunate for them because he was honestly arguably their best receiver out on the field, and he was also playing on the defensive side of the ball. He was doing a lot for them, so.
Yeah, that's pretty crucial. A pretty big loss for them, especially since they took such a gamble to get him. They definitely paid a lot to get that pick and draft him. So you hate to see a guy you spend that kind of capital on go out for such a long time so early in their career. But hopefully he bounces back the same way when he comes back for Jacksonville's sake.
The Giants fired Brian Dable, former Bills offensive coordinator. I had to add that part because our offense looked very bad this week, and it has not been, or especially our passing offense has not looked great. I remember when our passing offense was good under Dable. Not insinuating anything. Joe Brady is keeping his job for the rest of the year, but listen, if Brian Dable wants to come back to Buffalo, I'm not necessarily against it. We kind of need our passing offense back.
I mean,
But I don't know.
what wouldn't you be so happy if he gets your quarterback into 4 concussion situations in 7 games, and also with those concussions has him run designed QB runs over 50 times?
Well, yeah, but also Josh Allen can take it. Trust. No, in all seriousness, more so, I just want our passing offense to look like an actual passing offense, but it's okay. Yes, Brian Dable got fired, but also Joe Shen did not get fired, which is baffling to me. I think it's the craziest thing to me because the Giants fired Dable when Dable was the one that asked the GM to draft both Scadaboo and Jackson Dart, which have been like the only good draft picks the Giants have made in the past like 5 years. And their GM is really incompetent and should have been fired like after last year when the Eagles won the Super Bowl with Barkley going crazy and not signing Barkley and signing Daniel Jones instead. But go off. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot and not the Giants owner.
But hey, there is one thing.
The Giants.
I know Dable had his own issues. I'm not defending Dable necessarily, but I'm saying that the GM should definitely been fired first. If it wasn't both of them being fired together, it should have just been the GM, not just the coach.
But hey, there is one thing that can save the Giants' season. One man who is now taking the reins this week against the Green Bay Packers to lead these New York Giants into a new age. Ladies and gentlemen, the horses are ready for battle because Jameis Winston has been named the new QB1 for the Giants, with Jackson Dart being out.
I've seen enough. Giants are winning this game.
I mean, yeah, I believe. Jameis Winston, bro.
Yep. I think it's funny how Jackson Dart obviously went down against the Bears. And then they put Russell Wilson in, and putting Russell Wilson in effectively lost them the game, got Dable fired, and they decided Winston was better than Russell Wilson. And frankly, I agree. I think Jameis Winston is way better than Russell Wilson. I think the gap's not even close. I think even if you look at prime Jameis Winston versus prime Russell Wilson, you still got to take Jameis Winston. I think prime Jameis Winston might be a top 3 quarterback all time.
You know, I like Jameis Winston too much to disagree with that. But also,
if we're being honest, with pure entertainment factor, Jameis Winston is a top 3 quarterback all time.
With pure entertainment factor, he's not just number one.
Not even just off the field, like even on the field. Like his time in Tampa Bay, gosh, that was something to witness.
Yeah, he's a fun dude to watch play. Even when he's not doing all his goofy stuff off the field and in the press conferences, he's still just fun. So we're very excited to see Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston is a lot more fun than the Bills' passing offense.
Oh.
But we're definitely solving the problem in signing McCole Hardman. Right. I mean, McCole Hardman, yay. I mean, it's better than nothing. I'll take it, I guess. But low-key, I kind of want Gabe Davis to come back and start playing because that's at the point I'm at. We have him on the roster. At this point, just get Gabe Davis out there because we need someone to be consistent and get separation. We tried trading for Jalen Waddle. It didn't work. So this is where we're at now, signing McCole Hardman and relying on Gabe Davis.
Wasn't McCole Hardman already a Bill at one point, or am I making that up?
No, I think you're making that up.
No, he was a Packer, I thought.
He was a Packer.
Yeah, I knew he was a Packer, and I knew he was a Chief, and I knew he was a Jet. I thought for some reason he was on the Bills at one point. Yeah, he hasn't been. I made that up.
Big news for I know this is what every fan of the AFC North is talking about. There's one man who's recently making his return, or who's recently finally playing in this division, who is really going to bring a lot of noise, and that is none other than Asante Samuel Jr. for the Steelers. That's what everyone in the division is talking about.
The Bears were looking at Asante Samuel. I was really hoping we'd sign him, but the Steelers tagged him beforehand. That was very unfortunate.
Also, Joe Burrow returned to practice, but no one really cares about him.
Who?
So not Joe Flacco, but you know how they have another Joe on their team?
No, I only care about Joe Flacco because I have him in fantasy and I want him to get me fantasy points. My team's 17-3, by the way. I'm second in the league. Kind of just winning a lot. Oh.
How are you 17-3? We've only had...
So my league has this thing called median scoring, where if you're in the top 50% of scores in the week, you get an additional win.
Oh.
So you're essentially playing for 2 different wins each week. You're playing to win your matchup, and you're hoping to score in the top 50% of points.
Interesting.
So, for example, if the league median is 100 points, you're hoping to score more than 100 to get an additional win. If you score less than 100, you get a loss.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out, I guess. But with that, that's it for our basic NFL news, which means we get to come to the climax of our podcast. You all know them and you all love them. They are the Footballers Anonymous power rankings. For those of you who have never been here before, we here at Footballers Anonymous, every week, each one of us 3 lovely hosts will rank every NFL team from worst to best. And we will then take all of those number values we give them from 1 to 32 and put them together using this thing called math and make one collective list of our teams in the power ranking from worst to best. Now, occasionally, really actually almost all the time, because math, we get ties, right? Two teams get the same number value. So we have to then discuss and vote and decide which team takes the higher spot. This week, for the second time ever in NFL history, in Footballers Anonymous history, we have 0 ties in our power rankings. For the second time ever. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting heated up in here. We've got some takes. There are no teams close to each other, though. And we're going to start off talking about it with some, you could say, I don't know, some worse for wear teams. You know, they're not very good at football. You could say they're pretty bad. In fact, one might even call them...
Wait, can I guess?
Of course. What do you want to guess, Alex?
Is it like when Football Anonymous does that awesome part of their power rankings where they talk about like the baddies?
Yes, sir. We're about to talk about some
money question, $1,000 question, winner.
Wait. We can't afford to pay that.
No, that's okay. I'll take a choking hazard merch instead. That's basically worth $1,000.
It's basically worth $1,000, but you can get them for only 20. Oh. But that's right. We're about to talk about some baddies up in here, ladies and gentlemen. These teams are so bad, so horrifically terrible to watch that they fall into the bottom 3 spots of our power rankings, 30, 31, and 32. And we're going to start by talking about number 30, the first baddie, but the best of the baddies, but still so bad. We got the Las Vegas Raiders, who were part of the wonderful Thursday night game we got this week.
You know, remember when we were like, the Raiders could be sneaky?
Yeah, we were wrong.
We were a little wrong about that, but we were still right about the Colts. So
to be fair though, I will say one thing I didn't really think about at the beginning of the season is we said like more than half of the teams in the NFL were going to be sneaky. So like they couldn't all be, but we had like a lot of sleeper teams. And the Raiders are one of those teams that didn't pan out for us. Geno Smith is so bad at football. Like, I don't know what happened, man. Yeah, he is worse than Trevor Lawrence. I will repeat for Alex, he is worse than Trevor Lawrence. In case you forgot.
Oh yeah, my bad. It was me that misheard. My bad.
I don't have anything else to say about the Raiders, honestly. Just a disgusting team to watch. And Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers, I'm so sorry. Nothing else to say. But thankfully for the Raiders, there are still 2 teams that are somehow worse than them. Somehow. Some way worse. And the first of those teams, well, it's the Cleveland Browns. You may recognize them from... We're the Cleveland Browns! Man, I've never seen a team give up back-to-back kick returns in a game, but the Cleveland Browns did it.
Life will find a way.
Not for them, though. Yeah.
Life can't find a way if there's no life on that roster.
True. Shout out Myles Garrett, who took a lot of money to stay in that awfulness. I think you made the wrong move, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, 110%.
But at least you got money. And, hey, you know what, Miles? There's still a worse spot you could be in. Because there's one team that is so bad that we at Footballers Anonymous like to call them the Ultra Baddie. And this team, in our power rankings, has been Ultra Baddie so many times over the last 2 years. It's kind of ridiculous. It's no shock that once again, our Ultra Baddie this week is the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you 2 things about this team. One, you know they're bad because at the beginning of the season, all the sports outlets were posting a lot about Cam Ward, and I have not seen a Cam Ward post in months. I have not seen a post related to the Titans in months. And the second thing I'd like to say, man, I would hate to have lost to this team in 2025.
Wow.
I can't, like that one win that they have, man, I would hate to be that team.
Wow.
I would especially hate to be a fan of that team too.
Me too, man. Honestly, me too. I would hate it. I don't know what I would do with myself if I was a fan of a team that lost to the
Well,
ultimate
Carson,
enemy.
theoretically, what would you do?
I don't know. I guess we'll never know. Honestly,
Hmm.
we will never know.
If you want to know what Carson would have done, go check out the video on our YouTube in which Carson reacts to the Cardinals or Titans game.
That's true. That's true. Go check it out. Go check it out. It's a lot of me being sad. And so if you enjoy watching me be sad, go watch that video. You will enjoy. And go watch my reaction to this week's game as well. Because also, again, if you like watching me be sad. But we don't have to be sad right now. Yep. Oh, Ian does enjoy watching me be sad a lot. But it's okay because we are on Footballers Anonymous right now, which means we don't have to be sad. And enough talking about the bad rock bottom teams. We're about to talk about some good teams. We got our top 5 for you, baby. We got our top 5 teams in the NFL. Starting off with number 5. It is none other than your Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh,
Man.
not much to say. Played a winnable game against the Packers. Would like to take note on the Bears Eagles alliance that is formed this season. For those who don't know, the NFC North and the NFC East play each other this year, and the Bears are currently 3-0 against the NFC East opponents they've played, being the Cowboys, the Commanders, and the Giants. And the Eagles are currently 2-0 against the NFC North opponents they've played, being the Vikings and the Packers. So there's just been this unspoken alliance forming, but well, not unspoken. I see it's actually been very vocalized between Bears and Eagles fans on social media, and this alliance has exploded into the whole thing. Eagles fans were chanting "Go Bears" after beating the Packers, so that was cool. And now this alliance continues this week when Philly takes on Detroit. All right. But it doesn't stop there because then after that, let's say theoretically the Philly wins, right? Now both teams are 3-0 against the other opponent's rivals, taking out the trash, 3-0 against the other divisions. Then on Black Friday, the Bears and the Eagles will face off,
Oh.
theoretically making it to where one of them comes out on top 4-0 against the other division. If and when the Eagles beat the Lions, I think Bears Eagles will be pure cinema just off of this storyline alone.
We are very excited for this game. But man, the Eagles, bro, it's a good thing that the Packers offense sucks. Because yikes. So there just the coaching during this game. Again, I didn't watch the game. I purely listened to Tom Grossi. I listened to Tom Grossi's stream for the fourth quarter. And the coaching decisions made during this game, abysmal. I don't know what Nick Sirianni is doing going for it on 4th and 7. When you are up, there's only 30 seconds on the clock, and Green Bay has already used their timeouts. At that point, you just punt and trust your defense that has held them to only 7 points all game.
No.
But no, instead you're just gonna deep shot to AJ Brown in the touchdown. You're in the end zone for a touchdown. With your offense that has only scored 10 points this whole game. Just dumb. Really dumb. And then Matt LaFleur was a freaking mess all day, and it was bad. It was bad, bro. It was bad. It was funny. It was comedic. Probably the best of these 3 games because of how genuinely ridiculous it was. So thanks.
I would say the best was LA Pittsburgh because Lad McConkey scored a touchdown, and that's huge for my fantasy team.
Sorry.
If we're going based off of fantasy, the best game was Colts Falcons because my team that has a losing record got 50 points from Jonathan Taylor and only won because of Jonathan Taylor.
Is that considered a primetime game because it's international? So is that a different time?
I don't know. I guess.
I don't think it is, but
I think
Because I think
technically
it's just supposed to be a 1 o'clock game for Britain standards. Like how the
correct.
4
Yeah.
games could be like 1 o'clock for.
Yeah. All right. So therefore, Alex's comment is completely invalid, and we should just move on.
Was a good game though, and we'll talk about Jonathan
was.
Taylor in like
Shout out
literally.
Drake London on my fantasy.
We'll talk about
And Bijan
again.
Robinson.
Again, we'll talk about this game
And
in like
Drake
2 seconds. But first, we have to talk about the number 4 team in the league, featuring MVP odds leader Drake May. It's the New England Patriots,
Hey.
baby, sitting at
Hey.
4 in the power rankings.
Alex is feeling flashbacks right now. Alex is being hit with inner demons because the Patriots are back on top of the division and back above the Bills in our power rankings.
Drake.
This is
May.
Alex.
May.
You know what's even better about this too? Drake May is great. We all love Drake May. But there's somebody on the Patriots roster that was once on the Bills roster that has haunted Alex, and his name is Stephon Diggs. This man, former Bill, is now a New England Patriot, and he's having a very solid season.
Whoa, hey, don't forget former Bill Mac Hollins as well, who is, by the way, looking so much better as a Patriot than he did as a Bill.
Wait. Say that one more time.
I'm saying he looks so much better as a Patriot than he does a Bill.
Mac Hollins.
Yup.
Yo, okay.
Yo, I don't agree at all. I think Mac Collins is a
I
complete
don't
bum.
agree at all.
He doesn't look good in any uniform he wears.
No. Y'all were hating on Mac Hollins last year. Now he's
Yeah,
on the
I still am.
Patriots.
I still am.
Oh yeah, you
I
are.
hate Mac Hollins.
Carson switched job. Now he's on the Patriots, but he played phenomenal last year for the role he was playing in. I don't know. Y'all didn't even watch.
Phenomenal.
He had some plays down the stretch. He was winning us games. He
Mac
had
Hollins was
multiple
winning
big
you
plays.
games.
He was definitely playing in some games.
Let me clarify.
He was definitely
Mac
playing
Hollins
in a
was a
couple-
part of multiple game-winning plays.
I mean, if you are on the
And it
field,
wasn't
I
just
guess,
Josh Allen. Mac
He
Hollins
was, in fact, on the field for some game-winning plays.
I mean, yeah, he was. If you want to
Like,
count on the field as being, if you want to count on the field as being part of game-winning scenarios, then yeah, I mean, technically, sure he was. But in that case, the entire offensive line was part of game-winning scenarios. Why aren't you preaching them at all? I doubt you could even name one of them from last year. Your silence speaks volumes.
Say that one
And
more
I'm
time.
just saying, bro, in like especially this Thursday, they're wearing the beautiful Northeastern, the rivalries jerseys. They look so good, bro. Not gonna lie. He never looked
Okay,
that good as a
they're
Bill.
clean. I can't
He
hate
never
the
looked that
rivalry.
good as a Bill. Never did.
Oh, Mac Hollins or Stephon Diggs?
Yes.
You're
Mac
still on
Hollins.
Hollins?
It's
Oh,
true.
no.
He
Oh,
never
no.
looked that good.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. No. Diggs is a better receiver than Hollins is, but I don't want Diggs anywhere near my team. If they were both to like walk up and be like, "Yo, I'm coming back to Buffalo," I'm like, no, I don't want Diggs' cult. I don't want the Diggs like drama near my team. And I know he's been great for the Patriots. Maybe he's a different guy, but in terms of when he was in the Bills locker room, it was not okay.
Alex, you're failing to consider something. Why do you think the Chiefs beat the Bills in the playoffs? Because they have Taylor Swift powers, right? Right? You'd agree
You're
this. This is
saying
why
we
they
need
won't.
Cardi B powers to be
So
okay.
Diggs coming back would give the Bills Cardi B powers.
Maybe
Maybe
Cardi
that's
B with Haley Steinfeld would be enough power to go.
maybe that's enough to beat the Taylor Swift power. You don't. Who knows?
We'll never know.
I'll consider the proposal.
Well, you're not
Consider
gonna,
that
because I
promise.
think he's very happy on the
Yeah,
Patriots
honestly,
right
it
now.
was not actually happening, but that makes it more tempting to choose Diggs in that situation.
I don't
Makes it
think
a
Diggs
lot more
wants to go back to Buffalo.
Oh no!
I don't think he does
Again,
either.
hypothetical. Anyway, the Patriots beat the Bucks.
They did.
And the Bucks didn't even play that bad. The Patriots just played better.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I'm starting to think I'm kind of high on the Bucks.
A little bit.
To be honest. I think I'm just a little bit high on them because they are still performing very well. They are still playing great games. Baker Mayfield is still a dog. They have been experiencing injuries. Emeka Egbuka is amazing. Bucky Irving's amazing. I don't think the Baker Mayfield MVP theory is panning out as well as I would have hoped at this point in the season, but they're still a respectable 6-3. They're still a good team. But yeah, right now we're on the Patriots, and the Patriots are explosive. They're dynamic. They are very young and very talented.
Yeah, Patriots doing good stuff. Coming in at number 3, we were just talking about them a second ago, so now we can like actually really talk about them. It's the Indianapolis Colts. Ooh, having a good win across the pond.
Correct. A very close one. Shout out Drake London on my fantasy team for having a great game.
Shout out
Um,
Jonathan Taylor on my fantasy team, bro.
yeah.
Oh,
I just I was this close to just putting the Falcons at 16 on my power rankings just because they're the most bipolar team in the league. Um,
didn't I say that like two
yeah.
weeks ago and you said I was wrong and that it was the Panthers?
Yeah, I said you were wrong and it was the Panthers, but I have been proven very wrong. The Falcons are by far the most bipolar team. But yeah, the Rams, or not the Rams, the Colts continue to play good football. Daniel Jones bounced back from last week. Still wasn't like, perfect, I'd say. But hey, he got bloodied up and he won the game. To get you a quarterback that gets bloody and wins.
He definitely was not perfect, but I mean, yeah, the
Jonathan Taylor carried the team.
man,
And honestly,
we were so high on Atlanta's defense too, bro. Oh,
Jonathan Taylor should be leading in MVP odds right now. I mean, here's a statistic for you. He currently leads the league in scoring this year. In scoring, yes, also in rushing yards. He has 1,139, and that's 200 more than James Cook has, who is second. But Jonathan Taylor leads the league in scoring. For those who know, scoring is pretty much always held by kickers. I mean, you look at the current list, and all the other players in the top 20 are kickers. Just because kicker gets so many raw points, Jonathan Taylor is above all of them. Jonathan Taylor's number one right now. That's how much this guy is scoring. It's historical. It is historical. He could beat both the rushing record and scoring record by running backs. At this point in the season, so currently the leading rushing yards is Eric Dickerson, and the leading scorer or all-purpose touchdowns is LaDainian Tomlinson. At this point in the season, I believe I saw it earlier, but I don't fully remember. I believe what's his name? What name did I just say? Eric Dickerson. I believe Eric Dickerson had like 100 more yards, and LaDainian Tomlinson had 5 more touchdowns. At this point in the season, LaDainian Tomlinson had 22. Jonathan Taylor currently has 17 all-purpose or total touchdowns. So he could realistically beat both of those records, depending on how the rest of this season goes.
yeah, it could be a historic season. I love MVP Drake May, so I'm not gonna say that he shouldn't be MVP, but like if there's ever been a case for a running back MVP, it's right now. It's right now. Much more than the Saquon MVP last year. Much more than I think really any we've seen. Jonathan Taylor he's just a dog. Like he's pretty much carrying this team. We almost every week of the podcast we've had some insane stat to share about Jonathan Taylor, and I think what Ian shared with us a second ago pretty much caps that off. He's just incredible historically. We're very excited to see how his season ends up going. But we still have 2 more teams in our top 5 to talk about. With our top 2, we did have some. This is actually kind of cool because we did have some disagreement about which team. Ian and I put one team at 1. Alex put this other team at 1. And these 2 teams play this week. We get a 1-2 matchup. Coming in at number 2, Alex's number 1 team. It is the LA Rams.
Honestly, you can go either way with the 1 and 2. They're both playing just as phenomenal as the other team. Like, comparing the 2 teams, they are by far and away playing as the best 2 teams in the league. It's not even like comparable, like just with the strength of schedule, the defensive strength, the offensive strengths, the domination of opponents, the wins that they both have, the close losses that they both have too. But the Rams, like Stafford's playing as one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. Obviously, he's been one of the best for a while, but like he's not missing a step. Their defensive line is insane over there in LA, and they have good wins on the board. I mean, they dominated Jacksonville. They beat Indianapolis. They did not beat Philadelphia, but that game was a lot of bounces the Eagles away. It's very possible that the Rams are 8-1 right now if like it wasn't 2 blocked kicks, but I digress. And then it's gonna be a great game this week. I guess we can, if y'all have something to say about the Rams. I know we just went on for like a minute about them for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, just straight up shout out Matthew Stafford for being on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Or shout out Matthew Stafford's clone. Sorry.
I fully agree.
apologize.
I mean, Matthew Stafford. I don't know who remembers, but In
None of
the
us.
predictions episode, I was preaching that the Rams are a serious contender for the 1 seed in the NFC, and I think that is still very much the case. Matthew Stafford looks just as incredible. More incredible than I thought he would. They're just a scary team. But unfortunately for me as an NFC West fan, the number 1 team in our power rankings are the Seattle Seahawks, who also look incredible. I'll let these guys talk about them a lot because there's already 30 minutes of me talking about the Seahawks on YouTube, which you should go watch, by the way.
Me first.
Yeah.
Me first. Me first.
Do you want me to call on you? Yes, Ian. Yes, Ian.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, I love the Seahawks. I love the Seahawks this year. I love the Seahawks this year. First of all, just Jackson Smith Najigba, first receiver to reach 1,000 yards this season. Shout out my fantasy team for having JSN. Dude, oh my gosh. Thank you so much. The only complaint I have about JSN right now is your team puts up 44 against the Cardinals and you can only muster like 20 fantasy points.
Bro's complaining about 20 fantasy points.
I mean,
Yes, I am.
Sam Darnold only threw the
because
ball 12 times all game.
Exactly. And oh wait, I think half of those were actually to JSN.
They were, actually. Half of his completions were
Yeah.
to JSN. He
Honestly,
completed it 10
that
times.
is a big chunk of why I didn't put the Seahawks 1 is because Sam Darnold
There, 5 for
not
6.
great in that game.
Half of
He-
half
he-
of
That's the thing. Sam Darnold didn't even play badly, though. He didn't need to because their defense put the game away in the first quarter. So
True.
they just ran the game out because, I mean, frankly, the Cardinals made offensive pushes in the second, third, and fourth quarters, but their defense in the first quarter was just that good that they just dug the Cardinals out of a hole that they couldn't get out of in literal minutes.
Listen, I am still so proud about how much love I had for Seattle going into the season. Despite these two's reservations, I was all in on the Seattle train, and it's done nothing but pay off. I'm so in love with this team right now. Offensively, first of all, I'm an offensive guy. I love offense. All right, Seahawks are capitalizing on offense to a T, and it's so fun. Seahawks are must-watch football for me right now. They truly are, and I could not be happier. They're number 1 on our power rankings, almost number 1 in the AFC, or in the NFC, sorry. And that will completely come down to this number 1, number 2 matchup that we are coming up against this week.
I hate it so much.
I'm going to be watching
wanna,
that game.
I hate it so much, bro. So much. But those are our top 5 for you guys. Going through all of our power rankings from worst to best, we have at 32 the Titans, at 31 the Browns, and our last baddie, number 30, the Raiders. At 29 we have the Giants, 28 the Saints, 27 the Jets, 26 the Commanders, 25 the Cowboys, 24 the Dolphins, 23 the Cardinals, 22 the Bengals, 21 the Falcons, 20 the Jaguars, 19 the Panthers, 18 the Vikings, 17 the Steelers, 16 the Texans, 15 the 49ers, 14 the Ravens, 13 the Chiefs, 12 the Packers, 11 the Chicago Bears, 10 the Buffalo Bills, 9 the Chargers, 8 the Broncos, 7 the Bucks, 6 the Lions, 5 the Eagles, 4 the Patriots, 3 the Colts, 2 the Rams, and 1 the Seahawks. Friendly reminder, these are our power rankings, which automatically makes them better than Pete Prisco's. And with that, we get to move on to the picks part of our episode. Alex, can you give us a little update on how the league is looking right now?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I had it pulled up and that closed it on accident. There we go. We got Cam Bam in first place at 97 and 51. A little bit of just keeping with it steady. Signed FBA table at second, staying in that second place, tied with RT Remco's picks. They both have 95 wins. 52 losses for FBA table and 53 for RT Remco. Ian had a heck of a week this week.
Back-to-back 11-3 weeks. Back-to-back 11-3.
Back-to-back weeks 11-3, really coming back and getting himself back into the race. 94 and 54 for our boy Ian here on Footballers Anonymous. Buffalo Bills picks 1. Had a bad week, dropped to 93 and 53. I am a little bit behind the pack because I've had a couple bad weeks in a row, sitting at 90, 58, but I'm not too far back overall. Carson.
I have one of the worst weeks I've ever had in picks. I went, wait for it, 6 and 8. Sorry.
Oh,
That's crazy. You can't get us to think it was going to be 6-7 like that.
Yeah, I had
You picked
a monumentally bad week this
the
week.
Bills, the Vikings, the Browns, the Panthers, the Jaguars, the Cardinals over the Seahawks, and the Niners over the Rams.
Well, I have to pick the Card.
And the
I have
Steelers.
to pick the Cardinal.
Okay, but you picked the Steelers when I picked the Steelers, and we all
Yeah,
know I still always get the Steelers games wrong.
I
A little
do.
update for that. I'm picking the Bengals this week, so y'all should probably pick the Steelers.
Oh,
Speaking of which, I totally forgot. Totally skipped over. Alex, before we get into our footballer select, do you have conspiracy of the week updates for us?
Didn't have a great conspiracy this week, but you know what? We're just gonna throw this out there for good luck for a certain Bills team this week because it's not about the Bills. It's about the New York Jets. The Jets. They started 0-7, but they're 2-7 now, which means they're gonna keep rolling and they're gonna just keep winning until they're 7-7 because that would be every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So they're going to win out until, let me see their schedule. They will win out until they're 7-7, which would entail that they would beat the Patriots, the Ravens, the Falcons, the Dolphins, and the Jaguars. And then they have 3 more games after that to kind of go through at the end of the season. But, shoot, why does this not show their preseason? Oh, here it is. But you have to take into consideration that they also lost 2 games in the preseason as well. They started with a win in the preseason, and then they lost 2 games in the preseason. So what will happen? It was 1 win, 9 losses. So now it'll be 9 wins total, which would bring them all the way to winning both Patriots games. And then their 1 loss to cap it out and go completely even would be against the Bills. They'd win 1, lose 9, win 9, lose 1.
Okay, thank you.
If the Jets win 9 games in a row, you can thank me. And this means I have to pick the Jets this week.
Yeah, you're committed now. Sorry.
All right, I'm picking the Jets this week. Oh my God. All right.
Speaking of picks, Ian, you want to take us through our 3 games of the week real quick?
Hey, sorry, I had to update the other one. Vikings lost to the Ravens, so that means Kevin O'Connell's getting fired at the end of the year. Sorry.
Crazy work, diabolical even. But anyways,
yes,
yeah.
Carson. I'd love to take us through the games. First off, all right, in our footballer select, we have the Bucks going into Buffalo to take on the Bills Sunday, November 16th at 1 p.m. EST. I am going to do something nice, and I'm going to be taking Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers.
Yeah, likewise, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna take Tampa. Both unfortunately coming off of losses.
I'm
I
not
like-
doing that.
I like Baker on the
taking
road.
Buffalo. I'm taking Buffalo, but that's my allegiance.
What?
Yeah, right. I know it's crazy. It's not like I'm the Bills-aholic or anything. Oh wait.
Nope, not at all. Next up, we have potential for game of the year right here, though it will be tough to beat Chicago and Cincinnati. We have the Seahawks going into LA to take on the Rams Sunday, November 16th at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Hey, this is battle for number 1, not only in the West, but in the conference, in the NFC. I'm taking Seattle. Like I said, I love Seattle so much, and I want JSN to score like 40 fantasy points in this matchup, and Stafford to also score like 30. So I'm taking Seattle. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
Just want the record to show that I hate both of these teams. But I'm taking Seattle.
That's crazy because, I was about to be like, I know what I said about the power rankings, and I put the Rams first because I think they've been better up to this point. But I'm also taking Seattle in this game. I don't know, something about it. I think Seattle wins this game.
They do. All right, and moving on, we have the Alliance here. We have the Detroit Lions going into Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Sunday, November 16th, 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Like I said, the Alliance. I'm praying for the Alliance to go strong here. I'm going to be taking the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I'm
I
taking the
am
Eagles.
going again. I'm going against the narrative of the other two for the second time. I'm going with the Lions. I think I don't know. I just think that their offense is going to do enough to win the game, and I think the Eagles' offensive mishaps will be like just enough for them to lose. Like they've been fine offensively, but like there's definitely been a lot of issues with the play calling in particular. And I think if they have the coaching mistakes like they did against the Packers, the Lions are not gonna let that. Like they're not. The Lions will capitalize on that comparatively to the Green Bay Packers.
Fair enough. Okay, so now going quickly through our college games of the week. Shout out Alex for once having a positive week, going 2-1, and shout out Ian and me for once going negative and having a 1-2 week. We got 3 interesting games for you this week, and we'll see how
I'm
these
just
ones
like the
shake out.
Jets. I'm gonna go win every other week now.
No. So starting
forgot.
off, we have a top matchup between number 11 Oklahoma, obviously quarterback University, versus number 4 Alabama. This will be on Saturday at 3:30 Eastern. I'm taking Bama.
Interesting.
I think Bama had a rough start, but in the SEC they've been playing really, really good football.
I'm taking Oklahoma.
You know what? I'm gonna make this a banger week. I'm going Oklahoma as well.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put all my chips on the table this week. I'm just gonna go pure guttural feelings here, guys.
Hey, I love it. We love pure gut here on Footballers Anonymous.
We love gut, guys. The purest of guts.
Guts. Moving
Love
on, we have also at 3:30 on Saturday, November 15th, we have Iowa at number 17 USC. I picked this specifically because I want Iowa in the upset.
See, Carson, I was inclined to pick Iowa initially, but then I remembered that one catch that like physically enrages me. And I'm saying screw Iowa. I'm taking USC. Shout out Caleb
I will
Williams.
also be taking USC.
Shout out Emmy Award winners USC for their insane hype video last year.
That is why I'm taking USC.
And with our last matchup, we have, that's right, they're back in the top 10, Texas, taking on number 5, Georgia. I personally still don't believe Texas can take on big opponents, even though they did take on Vandy, and I was proven wrong about that. I'm still taking Gunnar Stockton and Georgia.
Nah, give me Texas.
Dude, I'm taking Texas as well. I'm telling you, pure gutturals, like my pure gutturals is telling me these are the matchups. This is my pure gutturals.
This is another, ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of Carson versus the world. Specifically for college, though.
In the college side of things, I'm that in the football in the NFL world, but like we got some disparity this week. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Shout out Ian for being on a team with literally everyone this week with every game.
Let's spread the wealth, guys.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. But yeah, with that brings us to the end of this week's episode of Footballers Anonymous. Thank you so much if you're still joining us here. Don't forget to check out our new collection while it is in stock at footballersanonymous-shop.fourthwall.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube if that's where you're watching. Please like the video. It means the world to us. Go ahead and give us a comment. Let us know what you thought. If you have any questions, we love to hear it, and you might get featured on our next episode. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well. We are doing very well over there, and that's where we'll ask you guys for questions and lots of engagement and all the stuff like that. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok. I believe we're either like 2 or 3 followers away from our big 100 goal, which is where the Christmas album is coming in. So definitely make sure that you are following us on TikTok. And of course, don't forget to follow
We're actually
us.
6 away.
6 away?
Correctamundo.
Oh, never mind. We are 6 away. So we're actually a little more. So we need
Oh,
all
no, we're
of you.
3 away. It just updated. We are in fact 3 away.
Oh, okay. So we are 3 away. So we need 3 more of you to follow us on TikTok in order to get the Christmas album and the Christmas merch. It's going to be heat. You guys should do it. And of course, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, where we only host Minion memes. With that, thank you, Footballer Nation, so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week. Footballer Nation. That's right.